No, it's gonna bang everything up.
Hello friends, family, total strangers. Today's video is going to be on my pantry. So this is the items that I stock in my food pantry. I was going to film this outside, but it's so freaking windy. I actually filmed it outside and it was just, even with my little dead cat wind screen, it was terrible. So I'm filming it here in the van. Yeah, so I've gotten numerous requests for what I stock in my pantry. So what's in there does vary from shopping trip to shopping trip. But I pretty much always try to carry fresh fruits and vegetables with me. I don't really buy much meat. Meat and dairy are both, relatively expensive. So I would say my diet's mostly based around noodles, rice, and grains, and then fresh fruits and vegetables, and then beans and things like that. And then I kind of use meat and dairy and eggs as like a little extra, just a little seasoning, which is, probably been a big part of the reason that I've lost so much weight. Is my diet. Meat's just expensive, and I have so little room in my fridge as well. So I definitely am not a vegetarian. I definitely do eat meat, but I don't eat that much. For a week, I might just have like one little 6-pack of eggs and a little thing of beef or ground beef or chicken or sausage or something like that. But yeah, that's, what I'm trying to switch to now is, especially when I can't get to a store with a meat counter, I'm trying to switch to like the organic grass-fed types of beef and things of that nature, just because they come in small packages and they fit in my fridge. And if you're going to eat lower quantities, you might as well eat higher quality. And that's definitely, I think, the way to go. So, here is my food pantry. It's a little windy out here, so hopefully the wind's not blowing across the microphone too much. But this is my grocery haul. So you can see I have tomatoes, 1 pear, 2 avocados, garlic, a couple of squash, some jalapenos, lime, English muffins, 3 types of pasta. This is a little thing of beef. So I like getting these instead of, if I go to a store that doesn't have a meat section, if it doesn't have like a meat counter, just the packages of meat are always way too big for me. It'll go bad before I eat it, and I just don't eat that much meat. So getting these little packets of grass-fed or organic works out pretty well for me. It's cheaper than buying a big package, and it's obviously more expensive per pound, but if I'm just going to throw away that extra, I might as well get a smaller quantity of a higher quality. And then I got some flour. I got my Newman's Own. I got some pesto. I got 6 eggs. I got a little thing of whipping cream. I got some queso fresco Mexican cheese. I got a bag of spinach. And then I did have a soft moment and bought a Snickers that I already ate. And this was $36.80, so $36, $37 really. And yeah, that's I'd say that's a fairly standard grocery shop. And I did forget about the bananas. I bought a bunch of bananas there. And yeah, and also the reason that I like to get such a small package of meat is because I just don't have that much room in my fridge. Yeah, I just don't have enough room for a big package of meat, so I need something small that'll fit in there. And ideally I'll go to a grocery store that has a meat counter and I can just get like 2 chicken thighs or 1 sausage or 3 slices of bacon or something like that. But most Walmarts, which unfortunately I do end up shopping at Walmart a lot, because they're everywhere and they're easy to, yeah. So I unfortunately do shop at Walmart quite a bit, and they never have a meat counter. So one of the ways for me to get around that is just these little packs of grass-fed or organic or whatever. Okay, this is storage bin number 1. This, I keep my propane fuel, my jet boil, my coffee, Tony's Creole seasoning, sesame oil, which I need more of, extra virgin olive oil, sesame seeds, just some random toppings like that, chili garlic sauce, peanut butter, coffee thing, filters for it, and then vegetable oil. So yeah, pretty much my oils, and then my little stoves and stuff. And I normally do keep my jet boil fuel in here as well, which will just go right there. I just have it misplaced right now. So, and just a quick word on my oils. You want different oils for different things. So olive oil is a good low temperature oil, but and it has a very distinctive flavor. So you don't want to use it on Asian cooking. And generally you want to cook Asian stuff at fairly high temperatures, and olive oil will burn. So that's why having vegetable oil as well is great to have. And then sesame oil is mostly a flavoring agent, but it adds a lot to Asian stir fries and Asian soups and things like that. I love having sesame oil. So it's pretty windy out here, but I'm just trying to do the best I can. The next bin that I have is my cooking supplies. So this is my pot. I have 1 pot, 1 pan, small pan. I would love to have a bigger pan and an iron skillet. It's just I got to figure out how to fit it in here. And then in here I do have some storage things. I have a plastic storage bin. I have a glass storage bin, which I also use, as you probably recognize, as my mixing bowl and soup bowl, and pretty much anything I need a bowl for. I have 1 glass bowl that has a lid, so it can also be a storage container. That's, I think, one of the key things for van life, is having things that can serve multiple purposes. So when I eventually do get a mixing bowl, I actually want to get like a Chinese noodle bowl, so I can use it as my noodle bowl for noodle dishes, and then also use it as my mixing bowl, because they're fairly big and they've got the sloped sides like a mixing bowl does. I've got another storage container, glass jar. This is my little 16-ounce food thermos. So I don't use this too much, but I do use it some, and I plan on using it more. So I plan on trying to do some more thermos cooking. So one of the things that actually works pretty well in here are eggs. You can do over medium eggs or hard-boiled eggs if you like hard-boiled. I don't like hard-boiled eggs, but I like over medium eggs, like gooey. I call them gooey eggs, which are great for Oriental dishes, Asian dishes. That's pretty much all I use them for. And if I get this thing hot first, so I put hot water in here, warm it up, and then I'll put the hot water back in, reboil it, and then put the egg in here. And put the egg back in here. It takes about 7 minutes. And then finally I have a steamer basket, which I can use in my pot, or I can use my steamer basket. I've actually used it in my Road Pro, which worked pretty well once the Road Pro was hot. So I cooked rice in there first, pulled the rice out, put a little water with the steamer basket and some vegetables, and then I tossed it in chili black bean sauce, which I don't have any of currently, but next time I'm at an Asian grocery store, I'll get that, and I'll talk about that in a future video, because it's a great little accompaniment to rice dishes. And yeah, that's it for this bin. Oh, and I forgot my knives. I have this is my main knife. This is my butcher knife. It's really worth paying a little bit of money for a nice chef's knife. This is a Forstner. Don't buy those cheap little grocery store you want a blade with a little bit of weight on it. And it's a lot safer to use. Those little blades those little lightweight Ginsu type knives can just jump around. You want a good, heavy, solid chef's knife, and it's worth paying for it. You can probably find one online at a decent price. And then I just have a little bread knife and then a little paring knife. And yeah, that's that. This next bin is kind of my miscellaneous bin. This has black peppercorns, which I just keep a big thing to add to my pepper grinder. Chicken bouillon cubes, cream of wheat, which I don't eat very much, but I have it if I need it, I guess. I've got a bag of rice. So jasmine, this is jasmine rice. I've got a few different types of tea. So I like having a glass of tea every now and again, especially in the periods where I'm not drinking. I like having something in the evening that's not coffee, and tea is a nice thing to have. I have a sushi mat, which I might make sushi one of these days. I don't currently have sushi rice, but I sometimes do. And then I do have a bag of beans, which has been sitting in here for quite some time. They take so long to cook, I'm not quite sure what the best way to go about those are. I might be able to do them in my thermos. I'll look into that. I'll look into maybe thermos cooking my pinto beans and seeing if that's a viable option. But yeah, that's bin number 3.
So sorry for the weird, creepy angle and lighting. Yeah, this went way too long. This video went way too long, so I had to cut it into 2 parts again. So this is part 1 of my pantry. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Thanks.